Haley Bloom.
Atlas, you look so well. I don't want to get you in trouble or anything.
Hey, well, how do I find you?
Um,
If I wanted to find you.
I opened my flower shop, Lily Blooms.
That's a clip from It Ends With Us. It kind of sounds like a mediocre movie, and it is based on a kind of mediocre book. But the beef that has emerged since the film's release is elite, and we're here for it. Also here is culture editor at The Nightly, Wenlei Ma, with the latest twist in this saga. Wenlei, can you catch us up on what's happened on this feud?
Yes, this feud, we are living for it. It started with the premiere of the film where online people, online sleuths, the internet as a collective, noticed that Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, who are both the co-stars in this film, and also Baldoni is the director of the movie, were basically nowhere near each other. They didn't post for any photos together. They didn't do any interviews together. And then more and more leaks sort of came out that there was all this behind the scenes drama between them. Baldoni hired a PR crisis manager. Blake Lively, in turn, has also been kind of attacked online for having this very tone-deaf promotional campaign, because it is a movie with very heavy themes about domestic violence and abuse, and PTSD and generational trauma, but they're kind of promoting it like, oh my God, wear some floral dresses, grab your girlfriends and go have a good time. And so it's a bit weird, and there's a lot of things going back and forth. And I would say the strategy, if you were trying to tamp things down and you wanted people to stop paying attention, the last thing you should do is weigh in on it. And that's exactly what Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's co-star Brandon Sklenar has done. He has posted a public, open letter asking everyone to basically be kind and stop talking about it.
Yeah, it's a bizarre strategy because, when people are talking about something a bit controversial, telling them to stop talking about it is the one guaranteed way to make sure that conversation continues.
Exactly. And he said some, unobjectionable things. He talked about how the movie is this story, this message about domestic violence, and it's empowered women to reassess their relationships. It's given them the strength to walk away from abusive partners. But he also maybe could have chosen some of his words differently. He defended specifically the women in the film. So he's talking about Colleen Hoover, the author of the book. He's talking about Blake Lively, and he's saying, they had only good intentions. Please basically stop bullying them. And so it looks a lot like he is taking sides, which of course just fans the flames again.
Exactly. Well, the fact that he has only kind of name-checked the women, even though he technically didn't really name anybody, but talking about the women of the cast and the women involved, including Hoover, the author of the book that it's based on. Yeah, he hasn't made a point of singling out Baldoni and said that he's done nothing wrong. So it does, as you say, add fuel to the fire. Where do you think this is going to go next?
Oh, I feel like someone's going to have to publicly address it, either Blake or Justin. Like one of them is going to have to do some kind of sit-down interview, maybe with Drew Barrymore. I feel it. Maybe Drew Barrymore's Flower Cosmetics will be, lined in the background. But like it's not going to go away, and it's definitely not going to go away if people in the cast keep talking about it, because even though we spoke about this last week, in the time since, not just with Brandon Sklenar's statement, more clips of awkward things that Blake Lively had done in interviews from years past have surfaced. There was an interview that came out from 2009 where she had used an offensive word, which slightly in her defense, in 2009, it was a word that people were throwing around more casually, and she probably would never say that in 2024. But it just goes to show this story has legs.
Yeah, and also the film has legs at the box office. So worldwide, the film has made now $200 million US, 100 million in the US alone. Pretty staggering, really.
It is, especially off a pretty small budget. And it goes, this is now being singled out as one of the examples of this is the lesson you take from Barbie. It's not more franchise movies based on intellectual property. It's stories that center women that are made for female audiences who will turn out and see it.
Yeah, which is a great thing, even if maybe this movie is not the best example of that in action. Culture editor at The Nightly, Wenlei Ma, always great to chat to you on the show.
And you.